everyone, welcome to another video, and today I have a really interesting topic. I get this asked all the time that, what is the best way to lose body fat and how to maintain it. If you see a lot of people that try to lose a lot of body fat through the means of crash dieting or, trying different diets which are not sustainable. So what tend to happen is when you lose weight eventually, but later down the road you are not able to sustain or hold on to that body weight, and sometimes people regain the body weight again. So what is the right way to lose body fat? Well, there are different things, different methods, but what I learned through many years of training and training my clients is that you need to choose something which is sustainable, right? Not something which is too fancy for you that you cannot do or follow in long term. For instance, ketogenic diet, for example, eliminates the whole entire macronutrient out of your diet, which is carbohydrate. So what happens when people who haven't tried ketogenic diet ever in their life, when they take the route of ketogenic diet, what happens is that they lose body fat eventually, because you're eliminating a complete macronutrient out of your diet, so your caloric intake eventually falls down. And when you eat more protein and fats, you tend to fill out really easily, so you don't get those cravings that you get from the carbohydrates. That's a great way to lose body fat, but is it sustainable? I don't think so. Keto is great for short term when you're trying to get ready for competition, or you have you want to get ready for a beach party, whatever. It's great for a short-term dieting. It's amazing, it works, but you need to find the right diet for you. What is the right diet? Well, there is no specific right diet. You need to determine what works and what doesn't work. For instance, I believe in following a proper balanced diet which includes carbohydrates, protein, and also fats. So what you need to do is figure out the carbohydrate sources which are complex, which suits your body, which doesn't make you bloated or make you hold a lot of water. For instance, a lot of people are gluten intolerant, but they don't know until and unless they get it tested by some means, So getting yourself tested and determine if you're gluten sensitive, or if you're not allergic to certain carbohydrate source. So it's one-time investment, but I do tell my clients to go and get an allergic test, or that way you can determine what is the right carbohydrate sources. Another thing is timing your carbohydrates is really important. When you don't need carbohydrates all the time, the storage mechanism in the body is there for a reason, okay? So carbohydrates are not required all the time, but it is required, especially if you're training hard in the gym, if you want to build muscle, and if you're an endurance athlete. Carbohydrates has other health benefits too. The main source for your brain for using for energy, because all the organs in the body require calories, is glucose. So determine the right amount of carbohydrates you need in your diet, and then the right sources and the right timing. Trust me guys, you will never gain weight if you do it properly. Moving on to protein. Protein is, oh, you need this much protein. That's true, but I truly believe that protein is a little bit overrated. You do need a lot of protein, especially if you're trying to build muscle. But if you're just maintaining your calories or your weight, you need at least a gram of protein per pound of body weight. It could go low down as 0.8 grams too. If you don't have any kidney complications, it's not going to harm you. Trust me, there's several studies out there that proves that consumption of protein in the long term doesn't affect kidneys, so that is out of equation. And then taking protein sources which are different protein sources, not determine just one protein sources. Mixing different sources will determine different digestion time. Hence, you will have more readily available amino acids in your bloodstream all the time. Because, for instance, you mix chicken, eggs, milk, cheese, and tofu, for instance. If you taking each protein source in every meal, each protein source has a different rate of breaking down, getting absorbed, and releasing that amino acid slowly. I'm not a big believer in drinking protein shakes all the time. Protein shakes has its place, especially post-workout. Either use blend protein, which is slow digestion, fast digestion mix. That's why I prefer matrix protein or blend proteins. I like that to use it with my clients. Isolate protein, great for post-workout, but not for like usual other times of the day. Now, coming to fats. Good saturated fats coming from the sources of natural foods is not going to harm you. You need other healthy good fats in your diet, your hormone production, and your joint health, your overall well-being, and then having a feeling of slowing down the digestion of protein. Also, it requires fat. So fat is essential. Don't eliminate fat from your diet. You do need it for your body to function properly, and it involves so many different functions inside the body. So good fats is what you need. Avoid fats which are unhealthy, coming from the sources of vegetable oil, sunflower oil, canola oil. Avoid these kinds of oil. Highly inflammable, can cause a lot of different diseases in the body. So what I would say and recommend with oil sources is another video, guys, but calculate your daily energy requirements. Work with someone who understands your body, and go for something which is sustainable and you can do long term, not just for 2 weeks, a month or two, and then you go back to your normal diet. The key is balance in life. Be it any diet, you want to go and eat some other junk food or eat a pizza, it's okay. Eat in moderation on a weekend or maybe here and there in a week, right? But you're eating 80% of your diet clean, which does matter. And like I said, you don't need carbohydrates all the time, but you need protein all the time. You need fats. So determine when you require carbohydrates. For instance, if you train in the evening, take your carbohydrates in the late afternoon and after your training, and in the morning just stick with protein and fats. So that way you are giving your body an opportunity to burn fat and not rely just on carbohydrates for energy. So that's it for today, guys. Just determine what diet best work for you. Ketogenic, there are different kinds of diets now, paleo diet and whatnot, blah blah. But at the end of the day, I would say just stick with something that you can sustain, because that's the most important thing. I see you guys next time in another video.